High-speed rail in the USA. Why are we lagging behind the rest of the world? We know that air travel and the love of the automobile is more a way of life here. But there is high-speed rail happening in America in various forms. And there are also projects in the works. Let's check them out as we examine US high-speed rail on this episode of the Stories This Moment vlog. Plans for high-speed rail in the United States date back to the High-Speed Ground Transportation Act of 1965. Various state and federal proposals have followed. Despite being one of the world's first countries to get high-speed trains with the Metroliner service in 1969, it failed to spread. There are just a few variations of high-speed rail in the United States. One runs along the northeastern corridor. The Acela is Amtrak's flagship high-speed service between Washington, D.C. and Boston via 16 intermediate stops, including Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, and Providence. Acela trains are the fastest in the Americas, attaining 150 miles per hour, which qualifies as high-speed rail, but only on 33.9 miles of the 457-mile route, because it runs along conventional lines with other trains through an aging, crowded corridor. Even with those limitations, one can consider Acela one of Amtrak's busiest services, second only to the slower and less expensive Northeast Regional. Plans are in the works to improve and modernize the corridor. There are other variations in operation in the US that is considered higher speed rail, which is below the 150 miles per hour and above to be considered true high-speed rail. One is Brightline, which is the only privately owned and operated intercity passenger railroad in the United States. Its development started in March 2012 as All Aboard Florida. Construction began in November 2014, and the Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach route opened in January 2018. With the 2023 opening of the Miami to Orlando route, the trains will supposedly hit higher speeds. Other states have proposals for high-speed rail service, such as Texas with their Texas Central Railway, Dallas to Houston project, with a planned opening of 2026. On the West Coast there are two projects in the works. Both are in California. Brightline West is a proposed privately run higher speed rail route formerly known as Express West. The project is intended to provide an alternative to air and automobile travel between Southern California and Las Vegas, which is a popular vacation spot for many living in the region. Construction on the route is expected to begin in early 2023 and trains are planned to enter revenue service in 2025. Once completed, the proposed rail is supposed to link up to Metrolink Regional Rail and the California High-Speed Rail service at Union Station in Los Angeles. The most ambitious and yet problematic high-speed rail project to date, the California High-Speed Rail is a publicly funded high-speed rail system under construction in California. Its goal is to connect the Anaheim Regional Transportation Intermodal Center in Anaheim and Union Station in downtown Los Angeles with the Salesforce Transit Center in San Francisco via the Central Valley, providing a one-seat ride between Union Station and San Francisco in 2 hours and 40 minutes, a distance of 380 miles. Future extensions, in Phase 2, are planned to connect southward to stations in San Diego County via the Inland Empire, as well as northward to Sacramento. It will be implemented in a number of self-supporting segments, as resources become available. California High-Speed plans to eventually operate on dedicated, grade-separated tracks for the entirety of its route between San Jose and Burbank with maximum speeds of up to 220 miles per hour. The San Francisco, San Jose, and Los Angeles Anaheim sections will be shared with local trains in a blended system. The project is owned and managed by the state of California through the California High-Speed Rail Authority. The Bakersfield to Los Angeles segment would be the first instance of a direct passenger train route between the cities since the termination of the Southern Pacific Railroad's San Joaquin Daylight in 1971. The California High-Speed Rail Authority was established by an act of the California State Legislature and tasked with presenting a high-speed rail plan to the voters. This plan, Proposition 1A, was approved by voters in 2008 after the presentation and was assigned a $9 billion bond to begin construction on the initial leg of the network. The project has been widely described as troubled, being far behind schedule and suffering from management turmoil, problems with procuring land, and engineering issues. In addition, the cost of the project has risen from an estimate of $33 billion in 2008 to $80 billion by 2020. According to a poll in June 2021, 42% of California voters supported halting the project, while 41% supported continuing it. Currently, 119 miles of right-of-way are under construction in the Central Valley. Keep up to date with the latest videos and articles by subscribing to our newsletter. Follow both TNC and Stories This Moment on social media. Support TNC and Stories This Moment by becoming a patron. Visit our Patreon page and join. You can also support us by liking and sharing this video. And also subscribe to our Stories This Moment podcast, available on the TNCN website and through Spotify, Apple iTunes, and Amazon. Thanks for watching. TNC Network. Knowledge. Life. Fun.